Yeah. Living in Babylon, huh? Stay safe though, you know what I mean? Yeah, stay safe, straight up. Yeah. All my niggas with me. You know we rollin'. Yeah. Bitch, don't nothing come free. Pay me what you owe me. Yeah. All my niggas with me. You know we rollin'. Yeah. Bitch, don't nothing come free. Pay me what you owe me. Yeah. These niggas full of buffoonery. Try me, they gon' read your eulogy. Gemini, you know it's two of me. Niggas don't know what to do with me. Alien, I feel immortalized. Highly protected, we fortified. Nigga, you die, play with Mordecai. Lay in the ditch if you play with me. So as we know, big day today was a big day today. A lot of things to cover. Some news, McCarthy news, definitely. Practice news in general. I believe a fight broke out, but this is the day we've all been waiting for during training camp. Joint practice. Been making the headlines. Lamar Jackson coming to town, etc. We know joint practice is where you really find out who your team is, where your team is right now. Now, I heard the offense struggle. Defense looked phenomenal. Dallas Turner damn near dominated. But you know the defense gonna handle business anyway. But joint practices really show you what your roster is made of. Ones are going full speed against the ones. Tempers will flare. You know, players will get active. I heard Jetta's activated heavy. Now, when Jetta say he want to put up 2,000, he want 2,000. Please believe Jetta's really want 2,000. You hear? You know, Jetta's ain't saying that just to talk or hear himself talk per se. Jetta's really means that when he says he wants a 2,000-yard season, he really means that. And he showed up in joint practice today. Now, you know, I'm gonna get into some articles, some videos, some highlights, etc. But stay tuned, because at the end, we have some more McCarthy disrespect, McCarthy news to dive into, etc. It's funny, man. It's funny. Little side note before we move it forward. See, one thing I ain't going to do is sit and dwell on McCarthy. We know the situation is pretty bad, you know, but it seems like McCarthy is just trying to make the best of it. So, hell, I'm going to do it too. Now, I'm still going to speak my mind on certain things, of course, like this Trump up article I'm going to get into later at the end. But McCarthy, just go ball, like I said in the last live, wake the hell up. And I heard he woke the hell up this practice. I heard, you know, he showed glimpses of how great his arm is, timing, etc. Let me know in the chat, were you at practice? Did you attend the joint practice? If you got the real details, you know, I'm going to check X, etc. But if you got the real 411, the real scoop, let me know quickly and swiftly. Kyler Murray had some good throws, so we're going to dive into it. But joint practice is very important. Is preseason important? Yes. You see the young players on the brink, etc. But joint practice is when you really see your talent. Does anyone know how Josh Metellus did today? Once again, were you at the practice? Do you have any practice news today? I heard the defense looked phenomenal. Both defenses look really good. You expect that with the Baltimore Ravens, etc. But any news about Josh Metellus? I would love to know that, if any. How did he look in coverage? Was he in pass coverage, etc.? Like I said, I'm going to dive into the articles and we're going to get into it. But once again, the day we've been waiting for, another day tomorrow. So it should be more amplified, more hype. I heard Jettas was head topping all day. You hear? Come on now. Miles Price, shout out Miles Price. Heard he ate heavy. That boy's a real dog. He's making a real name for himself, right? He is really stepping up to the plate. Here we go, man. He is really stepping up to the plate, man, for real. One second. Jerry in the building. Jerry Mixon in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES. Here we go. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Lamont in the building. He said, we ready, big SKOL. What up, my brother? SKOL VIKES. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. It's time to lead a levy, EJ. Got to save some fish for the season still. Here we go. Hold on, what up, brother? Holding in the building. What up, my brother? SKOL VIKES, man. Let's get it. You know, Daniel in the building. Daniel in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES. Let's get it, man. Here we go. Joint practice. What you know about joint practice? He say, "What's too funny? Did you all see how bad Collar was laughable? Or what happened, Daniel? Expound, brother. What happened in practice today? Anything interesting? Any interesting news per se? We're gonna definitely dive into it. No, it ain't. You rang Hu Yang. You rang Hu Yang. No Ed and Eddie tonight, Hu Yang. You here? Here we go." He say, "Tunes, tunes, tunes. Did you see my deep three?" Your deep three. What you mean? Nine and Price had a couple beautiful connections. Okay, okay. Appreciate it, man. We're gonna check it out for sure. We definitely gonna check it out. So let's just get it going. Like you know how I do. I tap into an article first, just to see what the energy is, what the media is saying, portraying, what the beat writers are saying around there. So I want to dive into the article first. But believe you me, we're gonna get into video, etc. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Joint practice. Once again, if you were at practice, if you have any inside news, who looked great, who looked bad, let me know. I heard the offense struggled for some time, but the end of practice, they made up for it. So let me know for sure if you were at practice, attended, know somebody who was there, etc. Here we go. Once again, I heard the defense look phenomenal, but I'm not shocked that the defense would look phenomenal. Here we go. Say terrible passes, bad decision making, and that's what we will be served all season. Why trash doesn't become edible overnight, and that's what collar is. So it was terrible passes today, bad connection today. Daniel, let me know, brother. Heavy. Did Kyler Murray look bad today? Here we go. Say my negative is offense needs to get hot. Besides of 2-minute warning. Got you, Holden. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Well, let's dive into it. Start with this article right here. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Let's see where we at here. That news there. Hold up. I just had that thing up here. But once again, if you know anything about joint practice, let me know, man. Here we go. Here we go. Carter, where we at here? All right, let's get to it. Boom. So Vikings, hold on, let me fix the screen. 1 second, 1 second. Hold up. Let's get it going here. Go that with it. Go, hold up. Boom, let's get to it. Go to this article, man. So Vikings joint practice versus Ravens recap. Brian Flores defense dominates, while Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy struggle to find footing. The first joint practice between the Minnesota Vikings and Baltimore Ravens is in the books and dominated by Brian Flores defense. Are you shocked at all? Here we go. Yes, the Minnesota Vikings are wrapping up training camp with joint practices with the Baltimore Ravens. Over the next few days, the Vikings will have 2 practices and a preseason game on Saturday afternoon. Those performances will have a major impact on who will make the 53-man roster. What ended up happening at practice? I was there live, and these were the main takeaways. Let's see what they have to say. He has to say, etc. First up, Dallas Turner is everywhere. Man, so everyone was waiting, debating, is this Dallas Turner year? Is this the year he steps up, right? Is this the year he takes over the realm, the throne? JG out the building, and prayers up to Jonathan Grenor, man. He suffered another chest injury in Philly. I believe they questioned Nick Fangio about it. They said, "Are you worried about JG's injury?" He said, "Yeah." So it's obviously a concern. That was the main thing with Jonathan Grenor. Can he stay healthy? Can he stay available? And you see with the Eagles, he ain't even step on the regular season football field yet. The Vikings last year, he got hurt the latter part of the season, right? So it just shows you how staying healthy matters, availability matters, man. You can have all the talent in the world. If you're not on the field, it doesn't matter. Here we go. Let's get back to it. But Dallas Turner, and this is not shocking. Maybe to the people who thought he was a bust after his first year, maybe to them people, them folks, that part of the media fan base, whatever you may call it. Maybe it was a shocker to them, but no one really is shocked about Dallas Turner performing at a high level, coming around to be elite. I mean, you saw him at Bama, you saw glimpses at Bama. And then on top of that, you saw the physical attributes that go along with it. The size, the speed, the power, how fast he's learning the game. And just watch how this year, he elevates. Expect him to elevate in a major way. You know it. I know. Here we go. Let's get back to it. So once again, boom, Dallas Turner is everywhere. One of the biggest questions surrounding the Vikings going into the season was that edge rusher. Trading Jonathan Grenard created a big hole at edge 3. Dallas Turner is set to elevate to the starting role and continues to prove how ready he is. Joint practices are a good litmus test for Turner, and he passed it with flying colors. He blew up a run play in the early portion of team drills and got a sack paired with Levi Drake Rodriguez shortly thereafter. And the fact he's being more aggressive, he's showing physicality in the run game, blowing up run plays. So not only can he play outside in a major way, he can give you inside reps, versatile, repeat, versatile, him and Tyrion Ingram, right? Right. So Dallas Turner is coming along very well. This is what you expected for him. So we got to be careful here. You got to start being really careful here. You have Miles Price showing he's a dog. Ty Felton, he got to make up for that catch. Dallas Turner. Who else was on there? McCarthy, people say he's a toss-up. I feel like he's a true hit if cultivated right. But McCarthy, who else was in that draft? Now you gotta reposition. May have to give Kwesi some credit as far as this last draft goes. Well, not this last one, but the one before he left. Oh yeah, man. We'll see though. We shall see. See how it goes down for real. Players always develop at a different rate. You can never forget that. Let's get back to it. Boom, hold on. He's explosive and holding up well at the point of attack, proving that he's the guy they drafted him to be. Shout out Dallas Turner, Roll Tide, full of pride, no doubt. On 2-minute drills, Turner continued to get massive pressure on Lamar Jackson. He's primed to be a monster. And when you get into Jackson, because getting to Jackson ain't easy to do, especially putting your hands on him, man. And you that big, moving that fast. So one thing it tells me about that right there, he's been working on breaking down, keeping his balance, being stable at the point of attack instead of being off balance at the point of attack. Like we've seen from JG so many times, no disrespect to him, it's just facts. I mean, even Dallas Turner as well, hell, against quarterbacks like Caleb Williams, Lamar Jackson, you have to break down. You got to set your feet, bring your hips with you, your body with you. Can't afford to reach on them. They'll break you every time. You gotta make sure you got body on body. You can't reach for no Lamar, dive for no Lamar, be off balance trying to grab a Caleb Williams or Lamar Jackson. Are you crazy, Jack? No cap. You know, you better come feet set, lined up, and understanding the task at hand. Period. Just what it is, man. But shout out Dallas Turner. Once again, let's get back to it. Great news for the Vikings. So here we go. Quarterback struggle, but it's not a big deal. One of the interesting elements about joint practices is seeing a team you haven't dealt with for the last 3 weeks. It creates a better avenue for growth and exposes you to new players and different techniques. Unfortunately, things didn't go well collectively for the quarterbacks. It was hard to see collectively what the offense was doing from a distance, but multiple interceptions were thrown by both Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy. First day is often an adjustment period, meaning Thursday's practice will be a more informative showing. Okay. So we'll see how that goes. So according to this article, both quarterbacks struggle, but I saw a couple big throws be made by both of them as well. Here we go. The best throw of the day came from Murray. Wow, here we go. Of course, of course. I thought the best throw of the day came from McCarthy, the dot in the end zone to Miles Price. I thought that was the biggest throw of the day. Now Murray had the biggest throw of the day. All right, bet. Let's get it. Matter of fact, on that throw, I heard Jettas went up over two defenders and got it. Let me know in the chat what's up. The best throw of the day came from Murray, who hit Justin Jefferson on a deep corner route toward the end of practice on situational team drills. This is Will Raggett's, I believe. 2-minute drill for Vikings offense, down 5. Kyler to Addison, Kyler to Jennings. Kyler lost a perfect ball to Jefferson for the touchdown and gritty. Best stretch for the offense today. Oh, so they waited to the end of practice to get right, huh? They won't wait all the way to the end to get right, huh? I guess. You hear me? Better get it together. Better lock in, get it in order. Be on the same accord off the rip. Let's get back to it. Elijah Williams rises up. One of the best stories from last year's training camp was defensive lineman Elijah Williams. After earning a contract at rookie minicamp, he was the star of training camp and earned a spot on the 53-man roster. This year, he's gotten mostly second and third team reps, but has looked good in the process. He had a 3-play sequence with the second team on Wednesday that stood out. And let's see what that sequence is. Tackle for loss, drop into coverage, tackle for loss. So back-to-back big plays for Elijah Williams. And what are you looking for in joint practices? Competition like this, you're looking for big plays, guys to step up, be efficient, play clean, violent football, etc. And that's it. Here we go. Williams even got some reps with the first team defense and was solid in those, including driving the offensive lineman backward a few yards. Other notes, linebacker Jake Golday mixed it up with the first team and cornerback Devon Armstead with the 2s in 7-on-7 drills. Linebacker Ivan Pace Jr. continues to look more comfortable in coverage and working in space. So is Ivan Pace Jr. improving that weakness, the area where he is a liability. Coverage. That's what he needs to work on the most. Up close and personal, they say he's undersized. He may get washed. What linebacker doesn't get washed every now and then at that level? Yeah, so what, he gets washed here and there. Majority of the time, up front, close and personal, he's around that ball. He's a dog when it comes to getting that ball, right? Now, if he can improve his coverage skills, man, what? His game goes to the next level automatically, because you know what he can do up front. He can run sideline to sideline. You send him on a blitz. He just needs to work on his pass coverage skills. And if he has improved those, wow, man, he might have a chance. But time will tell. We're going to see. Here we go. Safety Jay Ward had a nice interception in 2-minute drills, and safety Jacob Thomas nearly followed up on the next play with one of his own. And see, Jacob Thomas, this is an undrafted free agent, right, out of James Madison, I believe. Then you got Jay Ward, 4th year, 5th year, I believe, one of those. But Jay Ward has always been kind of a sleeper, always been waiting to see him break out. When will he break out? When will he step up and show what he can do? Now he's finally showing it. It's finally coming to fruition. We've been waiting for Jay Ward to blow for how long? Understand me? So it feels real good as a Vikings fan and just following him and his journey, his path, etc., seeing the level he is on now, really gonna get some real reps this season, real tick this season. You hear me? But Jay Ward is a beast. He's a real dog. Period. Them leather dogs coming. Believe that. Here we come. You know, but at the end of the day, stay locked in, Jay Ward. Stay locked in, brother. No doubt. And like I said, safety Jacob Thomas making a name for himself out of James Madison. How y'all feel about him? Big interception last week. Now you making plays in joint practice. He's shining. He's shining. More attention. More attention. Come on now. You hear me? More opportunities shall come for him. We go, man. But that's how the game works. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. This time is very important for no names, big names, etc. I don't care who you are. Jettas, prime example, Jettas. Everybody talking about him, how he ate the Ravens up. Ate them up, man. Expect another potential breakout year from Jettas. I mean, 2,000 yards would definitely be a breakout year. Heavy. You know, so great things are to come. Let's get it, man. But you never know who gonna step up. You never know who gonna be a diamond in the rough. Pay attention to Jacob Thomas out of James Madison. Let's get it. Wide receiver Miles Price continues his success. He caught a couple touchdowns on the day, including a deep post from McCarthy in the 2-minute drill, which I will break down for sure. And Miles Price, like I said earlier, he's been evolving. And we're talking about 1 year of development, 1 year in his process, his journey, etc. And the way he improved that quick. You talk about, may have to say, shout out Quasi on that one or something. You know, if he continues to elevate his game and continue to improve. But Miles Price is putting that work in. He's eating heavy. Everybody thought he just a cool special teams ace, punt returner, kick returner. He contribute that way, but you talking about he may get real reps now. Talking about real on the field regular season reps. Be a factor. Come on, man. Shout out Miles Price once again. For real. No doubt, man. No doubt. Let's get to it. So that's the first article. I believe that's it. And I'm gonna do a little detour, but I'm gonna get into some highlights first. Of course, gonna break down the KOC interview presser, whatever you may call it. But let's hit up Twitter. I mean X. 1 second. Check out some trolls, man. Some dotties, some dots. How did y'all feel about practice overall? Let me know in the chat once again. How did y'all feel about practice overall? Give me 1 second. Matter of fact, I'm gonna check the chat here, man. Who got in the building, man? Only one good pass at the end of the day. Wow, only one. Crazy work right there, Daniel. Crazy work. We'll see how tomorrow goes. And the Ravens are a stout defense as well. You can't sleep on the Ravens. They're gonna bring their A game. It won't be easy. I got the 3 deep for the Vikings to win their first Super Bowl. Here we go. The Ravens made our offense look like 5th graders, not pro ball. Oh, damn it. It was that bad, Daniel. It was that bad, brother. So are they keeping it on quiet, on hush mode? Daniel, is this another Viking situation where they're keeping it quiet on hush mode per se? Are they not telling the whole truth? Are they holding back to make the Vikings look good? Was the offense that bad, Daniel? Let me know, man. Let me know. Claiborne looked good, but he fumbled the ball. Can't fumble the ball, especially as a running back. Especially as a running back, you're going to hurt yourself every time. Hopefully he cleans that up, keeps the ball off the ground when he's toting that tater, period. Inexcusable fumbling is inexcusable. Here we go. I really want to see a fight. I heard it was a fight, Holden. I heard it was a fight out there, brother. Was it a fight or no? Facts or no, man? Fact or fiction? Let me know, right? But I heard they got the heard they got the fighting out there, a little wrestling, roughhousing, something went on after Jetta's made a big play, that big catch. Let me know in the chat if you know. Was it a fight today out there, man? Let me know quickly and swiftly. Let's get it. Here we go. Now I'm gonna do a little side note as well after these highlights. Let's get into this real fast. Mhm. So we're gonna start here with a make it bigger. So this is believe JJ McCarthy to Miles Price. I'm gonna get into a few clips as well, but just look at the throw, look at the dot. Will you tell me what you think about this throw right here? Are you impressed with this throw right here? And once again, if you have any information, any news about practice, let me know today. But tell me what you think about this throw right here, man. Is it elite? Is it spectacular? Let me know. Let me run the clip. Wow. Right in the pocket, perfect ball. Could you throw it any better? Matter of fact, just let loose, nine. Play ball, brother. Play ball. That's all he got to do. Go out there and play, right? Go out there and play, man. Come on now. Let it rip. Let it fly. That was a perfect pass. Just be more consistent with it. Trust your eyes. The more I watch him, it's not about process. No, it ain't about his processing things slow. It's about him not trusting what he sees, hesitating, second guessing about what he sees. What does that equate to? Probably lacking in confidence in certain areas. KOC never did his job as a head coach, as a so-called QB whisperer, to give him that confidence in those areas, to make him be 100% okay with trusting his eyes. So no, it's not so much the process. It's McCarthy needs to stop overthinking with everything, footwork, reading the defense, the way he throws the ball, everything. You saw it right there. That was a perfect throw. And they said Murray had the best throw of the day. How, why, when, and where? It don't get much better than that right there, for real. Run it back. Let me know what y'all think about this throw in the chat. Impressive throw or what's up with it? Let me know, man. Let's run it. Nice catch as well by Miles Price. No cap either. But the ball was on the money. Man. Split two defenders on the money. Wow. So let's go back. Let's get into some more. So we got some notes here. Let's see. Vikings/Ravens joint practice notes, 8/19/26. Dallas Turner, winner of practice, lived in the backfield all day. What I just read in the article as well said the same thing. Think I counted 2 sacks on Lamar. Wow. Multiple pressures and a disrupted screen. Breakout hype is very real. Strong day for Big Citrus. Had a pretty sweet bull. Hold on. Had a pretty sweet bull rush on Danny Pinter, and his best play of the day came with the ones when he put Vega Loan flat on his back on the way to stopping a Derrick Henry run. Big Citrus right there. He's showing up, folks. He's showing up. You heard what they said, right? They said it, not me. Matter of fact, let me read it again. That's great news for the Vikings. Doesn't that make you excited? Doesn't that get you turned up? One more again. Strong day for Big Citrus. Had a pretty sweet bull rush on Danny Pinter. And his best play of the day came with the ones when he put Vega Loan flat on his back on the way to stopping Derrick Henry, to stopping a Derrick Henry run. So the young rookie, the young bull, the young dog, Big Citrus, brung in strictly to stop the run game. He's coming along. Is he coming along faster than Caleb Banks? Is he more NFL ready right now than Caleb Banks? Not saying he is, but he could be. Let me know how you feel, especially maybe when it comes to the physicality side of things. Let's get to it. Defense mostly dominated for both teams. Lots of runs and short throws underneath. Despite it being a mostly defensive day, both Collar and JJ recorded explosives in 2 minutes. Collar lobbed up a deep post for Jefferson in the end zone for a 45-ish yard TD, and McCarthy hit Price in the back of the end zone for about the same. Jay Ward, good day, picked off Snoop Huntley and ended practice with a sack that he and Gold split. Shout out Jake Gold, young rookie dude getting it in. Average good day, felt like he's had a quiet camp, but today he had a PBU and awesome sim pressure from Flores, a would-be strip sack on Lamar, and a few pressures with Dallas Turner. Miles Price had another strong day, caught a bomb from McCarthy in the end zone during 2 minutes and had multiple receptions and good routes during the one-on-one period. Here we go. And this, what is this here? That's out. I'm gonna go down, check out some clips. See this here. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Going in the chat. Do you think O'Connell? Hold up. Do you think O'Connell's scheme will work? Because he will use the same scheme 2024 and 2025. Hopefully it's not the same scheme, right, Huyang? The one great thing about Collar is he will get KFC fired. I can't wait. And you're wild, ain't he? Brendel got a little competition. A word, hold on. What happened? What happened? Let's get it. Competition is good. Competition is very good. EJ, we love our Thomases. Let's go, hold on. So yeah, I like Jay Ward spent since LSU days. For sure, Holden, no doubt. Too evil in the building, too evil in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES, man. What's up, man? You say McCarthy has failed the Vikings. Come on now, stop it, brother. Stop it, man. KOC is a Super Bowl winning coach. You think so, too evil? Shit, we hope so, right? We hope so, definitely. And we hope he is. Damn. He ain't proven nothing yet, though, for real. The underground interception by Collar came complete with the leg kick. See, the underthrown, what he said? The underthrown interception by Collar came complete with leg kick. He loved kicking that leg in the air, don't he? Lewis Seen, Super Bowl champion, yay. Oh, he was on Seattle, huh? Here we go. Crazy word. Let's get back to these, man. That's right, boy. Over. Nice route. Working. Worked him. Good work, man. You hear me? That's good work. Hold, well, come on now. That's how we doing that. Oh, who is this getting burnt though? Hold on. Who is this getting burnt right here though? Give me the clips. Give me the clips, man. Hold on 1 second. Charlie's putting that work in though. Price. Okay, now we're getting back to McCarthy. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. I know who I want to. Let's see what Judd talking about on here, man. 1 second. I think he usually at the practice. 1 second. Hold up, man. Where is that? The hell is it at right there? Hold up. No, it had to be a rebuttal. You're some kind of rebuttal. Let's go down this list here. I'm trying to see some of them Kyler Murray throws as well. So, it get physical in this joint. Hold up, man. Get physical here. So let's get physical here. Hold up. Hey, don't get dirty now, G. You hear me? They out there getting to it though. You know what I'm saying? That's what joint practice is about right there. Look for that Kyler Murray throw they said. This it right here. Nice throw, solid throw, but can you compare that throw to McCarthy's throw right there? Let me know. Can you really do that? Let me know, man. Can you compare that throw that was made to McCarthy's throw? Really? Let's see what we got here. Am I sharing that? Hold on. Why did it stop sharing? Hold on 1 second. It's McCarthy to Miles Price, another one. Good catch. Didn't get great separation, but he made a great catch. That's the whole point, right? Make the catch. Yeah, Miles Price is definitely showing up, bro. This says right here, read this comment. Hello. A big reason I can't give up on JJ McCarthy, just a joint practice, but he flashes talent and ability that scream franchise quarterback. It's all about consistency and processing with him. Trusting his eyes and not overthinking with him. Let's run it. Phenomenal throw, man. Just play ball, nah, and that's it, man. Play ball. Ooh, Jettas is not playing. Jettas is not playing, brother. Hold up, run it back. Give me that. Oh, man, he is not playing this year. You hear me? Bro, he is not playing, bro. You hear me? Wow, brother. Hold up, run that back. Y'all see that catch? Hey, that's how you feeling, Jettas? That's how you feeling, brother? All right, bet. Dude's a beast, man. Yeah. That boy ready. That boy Jettas ain't playing with him. You hear me? I heard one of the Ravens rookies showed out as well though. Jacoby Lane or something like that. I heard some players for the Ravens showed out as well, man. Hold up. What? Hold on, it's a setup. Hold on. Sit here. Hold up. No. What the hell? I'm speaking on that damn thing, bro. Give me 1 second here trying to find this Joe Zoll guy shit here. He said what you say too evil? We fired KOC and got a real QB whisperer. Has Shanahan been hired? He said bring Shanahan in, huh? Shanahan will develop a QB, won't he? For sure. For sure. He said, Bat, who you want as coach if KFC get fired? Say, good question. Everybody says Flo, right? Flores is a possibility. We got here today. Vikings signed Joshua Gray. He played guard and center. Interesting. Mickey in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES. Here we go. Trade KOC straight up for Kellen Moore. Come on now, Mick. That's how we doing it, Mick. You hear me? You want KLC up out of there, huh, Mickey? I hear you, brother. Fighting Irish in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES. Let's get it. Oh yeah. Let's get it, man. I'm trying to. Y'all give me 1 second here, man. Let me see it. Come on now. Boom. All right, can I get to this video? What happened here, man? Y'all give me 1 second here. Okay, so did nobody speak on camp? Oh, see what Harmon got to say. He said, what could have been Kyle Hamilton? Yeah, we definitely could have had Kyle Hamilton, man. I guess that's pretty much it for the highlights. Want to see if any breakdowns about camp, but pretty much same old. Let me see here. Dallas Turner, winner of practice, lived in the backfield all day. Read that one already. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got now. We're gonna see what Jug got to say right quick. Hold up. Let's see. All right,
Afternoon, Jug, sponsored by Quick Trip. Vikings Ravens joint practice today. Joint practice number 1, couple hours long. What did I see? I want to talk about the offense. The Vikings' first-team offense, and quite frankly, the second-team offense did not look that great against Baltimore. Now, obviously, the most important thing is Kyler Murray. Kyler and Justin Jefferson didn't seem to be necessarily on the same page today. But I will caution you with this. A couple of years ago in Ohio, there were joint practices. Sam Darnold's first and only year here, 2024, against the Browns, at which he looked terrible in these joint practices. They don't call a lot. There are officials here, but I wouldn't put a ton of stock into the fact that it didn't look good. I will say we saw DeMont Claiborne fumble off a J.J. McCarthy handoff. That is concerning. Ball security for Claiborne is huge. If you can't hold on to the ball, no one's going to care what your speed is.
Yeah, gotta hold on to the ball, gotta protect the ball. DeMont Claiborne gotta work on that, definitely. Part of the process, though. He'll get it. But you gotta protect that Tay, though.
And the positive offensively is it ended on a good note for both the first and second team. In a 2-minute drill, Kyler Murray lofted the ball up for Justin Jefferson that I would say was about 30 or 35 yards in the end zone. There were two guys right there on Jefferson. He caught the ball, so that's a touchdown. The 2-minute drive started with a minute left.
That boy Jettas ain't playing this year, man.
And the offense down by 5, so they had to score a touchdown. And then 3 plays into J.J. McCarthy's chance with the second team, same drill, he found Miles Price, who continues to have just a fabulous camp. Again, 2 guys right there, safety in a corner. Miles Price makes the catch. I'd say that's about a 35-yard touchdown right there. So the day, rocky for the offense overall, but it ends well. And again, joint practices, a lot of work being done. I would definitely not sound panic alarm on this one. The Ravens and Vikings will have another joint practice on Thursday right here at TCO Performance Center.
So there it is. That's Judd's joint practice notes, etc. So it sounds like offense had its struggle. Defense was pretty much top tier like always. Dallas Turner once again stepping up. Very excited, man. Now I'm gonna I want to see what KLC got to say. So give me 1 second here. One second here, man. Those tosses to Miles were strikes. Definitely, brother. Great throws. I heard JJ fired one in a tight window, only to have Felton drop it. Well, he dropped it again. Damn. Well, damn, he dropped it again. Here we go. Offense better start off fast tomorrow. Yeah, you expect to see more better play tomorrow for sure, right, Holden? Definitely, brother. Uses, but Hamilton doesn't have his Super Bowl trophy like Lewis seen. He say Marshall in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES. McCarthy farted in the huddle. Come on, Albert. How you know, dog? Funny guy. Now I'm going to get into Kevin O'Connell real quick before I move forward with this here. 1 second. Let's see what Kevin O'Connell has to say again. Let's see here.
Obviously very excited for today, for tomorrow. Having an organization like Baltimore, top to bottom, first class. I mean, it's been a blast putting these practices together with Jesse, getting the staffs together last night, and then obviously looking forward to some competitive work and very, very impactful for both of our teams as we kind of try to both build up to what we want to become for the regular season. I got really 2 good days planned, kind of a lot of different situations, a lot of different, test points, checkpoints for both of us as coaches to see where our team's at and where we need to continue to grow before September 13th. Just wanted to give you guys an update on a couple things. Had not talked to you in a few days. Caleb Tiernan, he did get that was an ankle injury in the game. I'd consider him week to week. He will not, we're hoping to get him back hopefully sometime, whether we can get him back for next week's preseason game or he starts his practice program the following week, hoping that there's no issues with a timeline with the regular season on the 13th. Max Brosmer, he'll throw today a little bit. A lot of these reps are really first team based with some twos mixed in. So we'll kind of keep progressing him. You'll see him throw routes, individual, some of the one-on-ones. And then, we'll hopefully try to get him turned over and ready to go for the game on Saturday. So those were two updates I wanted to make sure you guys got.
So when did Max Brosmer get banged up? And when did Tiernan get hurt as well? Must have been something recently. Was it the preseason game or what? Here we go.
Well, elsewhere yesterday, how much do you feel the need to talk to your guys about? You want intensity, but there's got to be a way to keep it from boiling over?
Yeah, every year this is. I was trying to think back to actually. I think this might be maybe our 6th time with the joint practices, and we've never had. There's always going to be. Look, there's 2 separate teams, 2 competitive teams that are going to be out there. There's a difference between. Even some of the things where the intensity ramps up and maybe, guys can get face to face or guys can, there can be a little bit of that here and there. If there's none, there's probably an issue going on, but it's coming from us as coaches, from the league. This is a huge part of like where our league's going moving forward to prepare players for the season. And we need to be able to have these days and practice the right way. I started 2 or 3 years ago sharing my PowerPoint slides that I go through our rules and what the expectations are. I share those with the opposing coach, and I think Jesse shared those with his team.
I mean, keep it clean. All you gotta do is keep it clean, point blank, simple. Players gonna get mad, aggressive at this, but keep it clean, play clean ball. Here we go.
Team as is, so everybody's hearing the same thing. Everybody knows the expectation. And the bottom line is, if you want to, you want to play in this league a long time, you need to really learn how to make the most out of the work that you get in preparation for the season. And so don't anticipate we'll have any injury or any issues with that. But at the same time, we'll be ready to handle it accordingly that you need to be able to do, to maintain the standards and discipline that we need to have as a football team.
Anything more or different coach-wise out of the joint practices that you would say a regular preseason game?
Yeah, preseason games, I know that it's teams are in their uniforms and they're out there playing and it's tackling and all those things. But from a standpoint of the level of football schematically that goes into a preseason game, you might get, 1 or 2 standardized coverages and versus each phase of the game having a whole different world that you get into coverage-wise, pressure-wise, what we do defensively based upon, what we're showing in the preseason versus what we can do when we're really thinking about game planning and preparing for an opponent for 4 quarters of a. So I would just always say that you're going to get more X's and O's here than you would in a preseason game. And there's still a lot to evaluate in preseason games, but normally it is guys' ability, technique, fundamentals, throwing, catching, covering, tackling, not so much how they have to handle the football 501 that can go into a regular season NFL game. So we can get into that world out here a little bit. There's not a ton of.
Definitely. Both are important. Joint practices, you can see more from your starters for sure, but preseason is there for a reason. You see your younger guys, your rookies, guys on the brink of elimination. So both matter, just at different levels. But joint practice, you see your ones versus their ones. You really see where your team is at with joint practices. Here we go.
Game planning that goes on for these, so there's still a level of you're doing different things that you want to see, that you want to try, but you're still not at a place where you have 4 or 5 weeks of game inventory on the Ravens to really hone in on what you want to do. But there still are some great ways for us to push those boundaries and limits and have a little bit better feel about where we're at.
How valuable are these next players from Tyler just when you're going to get a little more defensive nuance?
Yeah, regardless, like each play, good result, bad result, moving on to the next, and it's still practice. So you still want him having a mindset of aggressively learning and applying all the things that he's put work into since getting here. And this just gives, I mean, it's not even just for him, it's for Justin and Jordan running routes on guys that are good players at the corner spot. It's for TJ, that matchup that he may have, within their defense that you just don't get with your own roster, especially when your own roster plays against each other every single day. It's almost impossible.
And speaking of TJ, how did the day go for TJ? Was he on lock? Was he on clamps? If you know, let me know. Once again, how did the day go for TJ Hawkinson?
For some of our defensive guys who have gone up against a lot of layers of our offensive scheme for 5 years now, they're not exactly surprised by things when we do them. There is a level of an evaluation that I think a lot of the guys that maybe we don't play as much in the preseason, they need these reps so that the first time they're not doing it is September 13th.
PowerPoints, you've done this a few times. I'm wondering, do you have to emphasize certain capabilities in particular? First time going through this, needing to get a job in spot on the roster. Is there anything in particular for first-year guys that you really have to kind of emphasize?
Yeah, you're gonna earn a job and you're gonna earn a place on our team by demonstrating your ability to play at a high level in between the whistles. All the other stuff, the analogy I always use is,
Are they KOC? Are they? Not to dwell on the past, but you're the same guy who canceled the QB competition when you said you were going to make it a real QB competition. So are you sure KOC, or is it for certain individuals? Let me run that back once again, one more again.
within their defense that you just don't get with your own roster, especially when your own roster plays against each other every single day. It's almost impossible for some of our defensive guys who have gone up against a lot of layers of our offensive scheme for 5 years now. They're not exactly surprised by things when we do them. There is a level of an evaluation that I think a lot of the guys that maybe we don't play as much in the preseason, they need these reps so that the first time they're not doing it is September 13th.
PowerPoints, you've done this a few times. I'm wondering, do you have to emphasize certain capabilities in particular? First time going through this, needing to get a job in spot on the roster. Is there anything in particular for first-year guys that you really have to kind of emphasize?
Yeah, you're gonna earn a job and you're gonna earn a place on our team by demonstrating your ability to play at a high level in between the whistles. All the other stuff,
Funny you say that, KLC. I mean, it's funny you say that, man. After a Sunday night practice, you crowned Kyler Murray the QB1, and he didn't perform well that night. So just understand what you're saying, KLC. Here we go. I guess it's pick and choose for you then. All right, bet.
The analogy I always use is I would prefer Rottweilers over Chihuahuas. If you've ever walked by a Rottweiler sitting on the front porch, doesn't have to say a whole lot. But if it needs to, it can do a whole lot. And then the
big facts, no cap. I like that one though. Yeah, no poodles in the building. You hear me? Let all poodles get all poodles out the building, dog. Period. Dog sharpen dog. Here we go. Get your wawas out too. You hear?
Vice versa, the Chihuahua that's barking at you from their side of the fence. The entire walk by. How intimidating is that? To some of the guys out here, and there's all pro players on their team. There's guys that have played at a very high level for a really long time. Those aren't the ones that you normally see. It's normally really what we've seen within some of our own practices where it's gotten to the line or even past it. It's with players 55 through 90 on the roster that, it can be a thin line between what is play style and toughness and then the stuff that comes on top of that. There's just no place for it. And the guys that can demonstrate the ability to go out there, especially the young players, understand that and get the work required that is very, very important over these 2 days will be the ones that you feel very strongly about moving forward with.
Yeah, last week when you were asked about JJ, he was going to be the backup. You said yes. Did you, just to be super clear on it, did you mean number 2? And do you imagine that is up for grabs, change over the course of a few weeks here?
Yeah, what I would say is this: I did mean that in regards to the question of is he, and he has taken all the 2 reps in practice, and he's done really well. You think about from the time we made that announcement till now, he's really, there's been some plays where I've been proud as heck of some of how he's, gotten through a read and gotten to a backside in cut for a first down with the pocket collapsing on a 3rd down, or, on a play pass comes to mind the other day, getting backside quick and throwing the ball in a tight window in between the numbers. There's been some really good stuff, but I want those guys feeling like they're competing. The whole art or the philosophy around making our quarterback room, competitive and allow that to
See, KLC, when you start going there with it, buddy. Just keep it simple, keep it plain, keep it pushing, keep it moving and grooving. Because you talk about competing and want our quarterback room to be a certain way, you cut this QB competition short, period. Not really identifying the best QB for the job, but like I said, I'm not going to sit and dwell on it. But don't sit here and make it act like it's about a competition, right? It may be now since you crown Murray, but calm it down, brother.
Rise the standard of not only our team but our offense. I know you guys would roll your eyes every time I mentioned Carson and Max's name throughout the offseason as part of it, but they're part of it, and that's what we want throughout that quarterback room. And want Carson.
And you want every quarterback you have in the building to step up and play good football if their number is called.
Feeling like he can, he can do the things consistently that he can do, that we know exactly who and what he is. And we want JJ feeling like I'm 1 snap away, so I got to prepare like I'm the starter anyway. It's easy to say those things, but we wanted to have a room that forced it. So we'll see how these next couple weeks play out. And we're going to do what's best for our team, and proud of the way JJ's handled the last few days. Thought Carson did some good things in the game. Wish we could have got Max more time. And hopefully that can come here as we get through these next 2 preseason games.
Two more. Blake, it seems like the one thing throughout camp is
What he said? Hold up. Some people was talking to me about Miles Price last year season and say he shouldn't make the mistakes, but I said he's a rookie. Give him time to learn the returning position. Oh yeah, man. Gotta learn. You hear me? People act like the mashings of Detroit, Washington, and Dallas NFC Player of the Week in his first NFL start ever never happened. Yeah, it's crazy, Bat. It's crazy how they do it, brother. It's crazy how they do it, man, for real. Apparently, the wins weren't stylish enough. It was something going on, right, Bat? It was something going on, brother. No cap. KO talks like he has actually done something significant with Minnesota. He should just admit he's lucky to be here. Not one playoff win in 4 years, Bat. Not one playoff win in 4 years. I figured it out. He has depressed dorks captivated. Maybe, man. Maybe. Yeah. EJ Corsten as McCarthy fan. Do you want him to be traded since he didn't get a fair shot? Hell yeah. I think I made that very clear, Holden. Now, of course, like being a true fan of McCarthy, you want him to remain a Viking, but the best thing for him, is it remaining a Viking? I don't think so. But I vouch for him for asking for a trade. Hell yeah. But he's made it clear he wants to remain a Viking. He wants to be in the building. We'll see how these next 2 weeks go, etc. Like KOC just said. But it's no way in hell you telling me that you thinking about putting Carson Wentz at 2. Like I said in the live last night, hey, ball, McCarthy, ball. Or the live the day before. Stop overthinking. Just play. Wake the hell up, man. Let your arm loose. Let it fly. Let it rip. Go play football on your playground. Adam in the building, Adam Jones in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES. Here we go. Let's get it, man. He said, Big SKOL, I believe KOC is lying, but I cannot figure out why. If he thinks JJ is better, why the deceit and the treachery? Is it deeper than football, perhaps? Yeah, it's some, they say it's some kind of rift there and beef there, inside thing going, inside turmoil once again. But they try to push the whole narrative JJ is a problem and he's defiant to KOC and he questions KOC about everything. KOC ain't said nothing yet. And I guarantee if McCarthy was doing all that, he wouldn't be a Viking still. He would not be in the building right now. You understand me? So who knows, right, Adam? Who knows, brother? We shall find out. Levy strong, bro. Levy strong. For sure. You hear me? For sure, man. Them Levy dogs coming. Here we come. Yeah. He said, that's one thing I disagree on. I hope they let nature take its course. Expound, brother. What you mean? What you mean? Reforming the building, reforming the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES. Here we go. KOC is not the whisper that most think he is. He works better with established QBs or journeymen. Oh yeah, we know that by now. We definitely know that by now. That's all he does work well with, and only to a certain extent with them. Playoff time come, it's a wash. It's over with. Period. Here we go, man. Let's get back to it. You know.
Some dicey pistol snaps, shotgun.
But according to KOC, JJ McCarthy is the two, at least for now. For now, right? All right, bad.
Snaps.
Yep.
What's your assessment there? And it looked like the last practice that Blake was trying to actually snap it a little bit lower instead of higher. Where are we at?
I don't know if he was trying to. Yeah, you and me noticed that. You should stand by me at practice, and then I wouldn't have to say as much. Well, maybe I'll stand where you are, and we'll both have binoculars. You're welcome for the perch, by the way.
Thank you very much.
But that's what, one of the byproducts we've kind of learned is, Blake's doing a phenomenal job with some of the quote unquote running off the ball, where you guys could hopefully feel it a little bit even early in that preseason game, the intent on how we want to play. And even though calls might sound the same, they're different because of how our guys are fundamentally attacking some of those combinations, running off the ball.
And one thing I will say, I like how the running game looks. I like the direction they seem like they're going with the run game. I cannot deny that. What I saw in the preseason, just the angles, just the run schemes, I like it. I liked it a lot. Now, will they keep it going? Can they build off of it? Can they continue to do that in the regular season is the question. And not only that, but how consistent can they be? Here we go. Let's get back to it.
Reaching to go earn the grass and space that we want. So in the gun, sometimes it takes reps and time on task to really identify, okay, I've got to reach this nose right here to my left, and it's going to be a violent movement. Well, hey, that triggered a low and right snap, or it might be a pass pro snap, and you're anticipating a game on the right side, and you want to try to get to a certain spot, and that's a hard right movement as he's snapping it. That triggered a low and left. Then we got to practice it, and that's where we have time, but not that much time, as I like to say. And so we got to acknowledge it, and then you'll see hopefully center quarterback exchange for the next 2 weeks. We're only working those things to make sure we can continue to identify as new things come about in our offense or new techniques in the run or pass phase that stress Blake. We can practice those enough so he gets that 1,000 rep rule, and we can lock those in because those are critical. I mean, you can think back to last year, even the Philadelphia Eagle game hits my mind where we sent one over Carson's head on a second down where we probably had a 15-yard gain on the play, throwing it out to a bubble if we get that thing snapped, but instead you're third and you can't remember if we were second and long or third and long, but you're basically then just playing for a field goal at that point. Those are critical plays, and they come up throughout the season, but the time is now to identify how that happens, and ultimately give those guys enough reps to fix it. So hopefully we don't, we emphasized it, yesterday all day, and hopefully we get great snaps today, and that will mean nothing other than a good foundation to have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 snaps being where we want, and hopefully we have that feeling by the time we get to September 13th.
Yeah, on that note, what is the balance between empowering Blake as your starting center and then if he does reach a level of concern?
Yeah, I mean, you're empowering him based upon the above the neck. He's done an unbelievable job identifying, targeting things. I mean, Flo's defense, there could be 6 DBs out there in the form of base defense, and you got to figure out how to identify it, communicate it. He's been great there. I'm sure we'll get some looks today where, whether it's Kyle or some of these other DBs, they're playing linebacker bodies, and we've got to identify that. All of that is great, but we still need to have the center quarterback exchange. Blake's had a really good camp. For sure, the quarterback center exchange is something that we're going to continue to harp on and make sure we get corrected. As there's many things like that throughout training camp where when there's an issue, we got to fix it. It cannot continue to be an issue.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
It's like,
And so that's pretty much it. Pretty much it for KOC. Now I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into 2 more articles before I get out of here. And pretty much joint practice recap. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Get better tomorrow, of course. Hold on one second. But that's just part of it, right, man? The process of joint practice. He said, why do so many people love KOC? He's average at best. Well, he's been average for sure, right? He's definitely been average for sure, fighting average Viking. Cannot deny that, brother. Hold up one second. If KO was so smart and wanted competition, why didn't he bring Mac Jones in for nothing last year when he was a free agent? Yeah, I believe the Niners kept him back. Yeah, I believe the Niners kept him, brother. Let's get to it, Hill. And we're gonna get into this one first. Boom. So first, Kelsey kind of spoke on it, but I want to dive into it even more, like I said. So JJ McCarthy not guaranteed to win Vikings QB2 job, and I don't care what KOC says or no one says. Of course, JJ McCarthy should be attacking this like it's a battle. That's where his mind should be. Like I said 2 days ago, just play ball, McCarthy. Let it loose. Understand me? Stop holding back. Stop overthinking. So as expected, the Minnesota Vikings turned to veteran Kyler Murray for their quarterback competition. That left former first-round pick JJ McCarthy as the backup, but some believe he might not even be the second best quarterback on the roster. How funny, right? So far, McCarthy has been with the second team, with veteran Carson Wentz as the third stringer. When asked whether that would remain the plan, head coach Kevin O'Connell hinted that everything would be earned, not given. And see, that's where it's a big problem, because Murray didn't earn that starting role. He was given that starting role. I'll leave that there, though, for now. But right there, he's a hypocrite. He sounds like a hypocrite right there. Everything was given to Murray. But let's move on. Hold up. JJ McCarthy has to keep earning his QB2 reps. He has taken pretty much what he said on the recent video I just played, but just to reiterate it, he has taken all the number 2 reps in practice, and he's done really well, O'Connell said, but I want those guys feeling like they're competing. The philosophy around making our quarterback room competitive, that's what we want throughout that quarterback room. Man, KOC has been so full of shit. Come on now. If everything is about being earned and competitive. Why did you just give the job to Murray? Here we go. While that doesn't mean McCarthy will lose the top backup job, this is definitely telling. Even with Murray taking the #1 spot, not taking it, it was handed to him once again. O'Connell wants to keep pushing the team's former first-round pick to show what he's capable of. I mean, push him for what if you ain't going to do right by him at the end of the day? Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean the plan won't change in the near future. Murray can struggle, and he's reportedly had a tough time getting a hold of the offense, which could leave them back to square one. Interesting, very interesting, man. You hear what they said there? Murray's still having a tough time getting a hold to the offense in total. So how much will Kelsey have to take out of the offensive scheme or offensive playbook per se just to cater to Kyler Murray? So we got to pay attention to that developing story, man. That matters. Understanding the playbook, understanding his role, knowing what's going on is important. Here we go. 1 second here. Hold up. For the offense, leading back square one. McCarthy can also keep losing ground, and the team might look to flip him to quarterback needy. Hold on 1 second. Run it back. McCarthy can also keep losing ground, and the team might look to flip him to a quarterback needy team looking to take a flyer on a development project. That type of uncertainty should only keep the Michigan product on his toes. For better or worse, the ball's in his court. He just has to earn it. Just play ball, McCarthy. Just stop overthinking, man. Trust your eyes and let it fly. Period. But as far as the QB2 situation goes, let's not get crazy with it once again. People go off one preseason game and say, oh, Wentz is the man and Wentz is this, Wentz is that. Coming way down, man. What we got here right here. Hold up. So 1 second. So report Kyler Murray will not play against Ravens on Saturday. Kind of interesting. I believe Kyler Murray probably needs reps, but we'll see. According to reports, Murray is not expected to play in Saturday's second preseason game when the Vikings host the Baltimore Ravens at US Bank Stadium. Instead, the team will emphasize Murray's performance in the joint practices between the two teams that will happen on Wednesday and Thursday. Murray played the opening series for the Vikings, which was a 10-play, 54-yard drive that ended in a 35-yard field goal by Will Riker. 6 of the plays on the drive were run plays, with Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason getting 3 carries each. Murray did have an 8-yard completion to Jordan Addison to convert a third down. Good throw, but better catch. If Murray does not play, it will be interesting to see how the Vikings divide the snaps up between the remaining quarterbacks on the depth chart. J.J. McCarthy took over for Murray after the first series and played the remainder of the first half on Saturday. With Carson Wentz taking over in the second half, Wentz gave way to Max Brosmer late in the third quarter, but had to come back into the game after Brosmer suffered an injury to his right wrist and ending up finishing things out. As of today, there have been no updates to Brosmer's status that I have seen in any case, and the Vikings have not yet brought in another quarterback. So if you were hoping to see a little bit more from Kyler Murray in Saturday's preseason game at US Bank Stadium, it does not appear as though you're going to get your wish. And for a guy who doesn't really understand the playbook or is not 100% comfortable with the playbook, why wouldn't you play him preseason, right? At least for 1 series, 2 series maybe, if what they're saying is true. Here we go. That's if what they're saying is true. Now I'm going to get into some player interviews. See if we got any more. Nothing else really to talk about as far as practice goes. That was pretty much day 1 of joint practice. I want to see what some of the players got to say, though. 1 second.
So hydro.
Man, that boy Jetta said he's so ready. I repeat, he's so ready. Yes, sir. So that's little highlights. Hold on, we're gonna hold up.
Setting like I said, so like it's just great to kind of get it done in practice, and then let's go watch the tape, see our corrections, and have a chance to come do it again tomorrow.
Can you do things in this setting that maybe you almost can't do in a preseason game where everything's a little more, it's live, but it's a little more vanilla and not as much scheming, whereas here you might be trying to do some things that you won't be showing people in a preseason game?
Yeah, 1,000%. It's way different than the games where it's practice. We're kind of cutting it loose, just trying to get those reps against a good defense, like I said, and it's just a great opportunity just for the team to see where we're at. And like I said, they had the 2 days against a good front like that, Baltimore, man. It's really good work.
What did today tell you about how well the offense is gelling?
Well, we still got some things to clean up, but that's what, like I said, practice is for. And I feel like we're at the right point. And like I said, we'll be able to watch this film tonight and come out here tomorrow and really execute. And we will see what they're going to do to us that we didn't know coming out onto the field. We're going to make our adjustments. I'm pretty sure they're going to make some too, but yeah, we'll be ready to go.
Truth in the building, truth in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES. Here we go. He said, what up, guys? What up, brother? Let's get it, SKOL VIKES. Now, let's get it, man. Truth Explorer. Shout out, brother. Let's word. Here we go. Bass say he's more of a pit bull guy himself. Hear you, Bat, hear you. You know what I mean? KOC is banking too much on Murray extending the plays consistently. You gotta have the right fit. You gotta have the right system, right, Bat? Come on, man. One of the biggest problems we keep hearing about Murray, first off, he's struggling with learning the playbook, and how will he see over the lineman? Cannot deny that may be an issue. It has been an issue for him in recent years. We go. So I want to dive into one more article real fast just to get a different side of things about the joint practice point of view. You know, that's what we're really here to talk about anyway. But a little more from the players, then I will move along.
About the run game this camp, how do you feel it transferred over today against Baltimore?
They did some different things to kind of stop that. And that's some things that we need to clean up. But like I said, we're right where we want to be. We'll continue to stack days and continue to get better.
And this is where you want to clean everything up. Joint practice, training camp, you want everything to be cleaned up here. So when the regular season comes along, you're smooth, you're prepared, you're ready, you're 100%. It looks damn near perfect. The chemistry's there, communication is there, everything, you know?
That's what I was going to ask you about the run game, especially we have an Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason who can they both have come back to camp looking amazing. You guys made supersized holes for them against the Giants. What was different today, do you think, in their scheme?
They brought a lot of pressure. And it's kind of just like we got to communicate and just be ready for that pressure and just attack it.
What do you think of Kyler's throw in the 2 minutes?
Well, him and JJ, man, they had two great throws at the end. It's a great way to end practice.
What does it mean for you guys when you're going to face them again tomorrow and then again on Saturday? You know, you really get that chance to get that familiarity.
Exactly. Against a premier defense in this league, we have one too. But B-Flow, he's kind of a little different. And just to be able to go against Baltimore, man.
Now I will pause this and hop into the article, kind of, kill two birds with one stone per se. Try to get through this right quick, man. Finna get up out of here. But I want to just get a different angle again on how a joint practice really went day one. Give me 1 second here. Dive into it, man, right quick. Hold up. Okay, boom. Here we go. Viking joint practice versus Ravens. Recap. Brian Flores' defense dominates, while Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy struggle to find footing. And seemed like that was the main story today. Brian Flores' defense showed out. Vikings offense struggles. How many times, how many years have we been seeing that? Brian Flores carrying Kevin O'Connell, right? Defense carrying the offense. Keeping the offense in the game. The offense can't be consistent. The offense can't put a team away, etc., etc., etc. We know exactly what's been going on. Hopefully that changes this year. Here we go. The first joint practice between the Minnesota Vikings and Baltimore Ravens is in the books and dominated by Brian Flores' defense. The Minnesota Vikings are wrapping up training camp with joint practices with the Baltimore Ravens. Over the next few days, the Vikings will have 2 practices and a preseason game on Saturday afternoon. Those performances will have a major impact on who will make the 53-man roster. Big facts, no cap. If you want to make the team, make the squad, you better show up and show out. Here we go, man. Let's get it. What ended up happening at practice? Is this the same one, though? Come on, man. So this is not, it's just a different site with it. Hold on. See if we can get a different angle. Okay, boom. Justin Jefferson provided a late highlight while Minnesota's defense found more success against Lamar Jackson during Wednesday's practice session in Eagan. The Minnesota Vikings got their first look at the Baltimore Ravens on Wednesday during the first 2 of joint practices at TCO Performance Center. Hold on, this is just observations from Vikings-Ravens joint practice number 1. Let's get into it right quick. Hold up. The Vikings and Ravens finished their first 2 of joint practices about an hour ago, with players and Coach Kevin O'Connell staying on the field for an extended stretch to sign autographs. Let's get to the notes right quick. Here are some observations. The Vikings had talked before last November's game against the Ravens about how difficult the Baltimore secondary would be to handle, and their receivers saw more of the same on Wednesday. Ravens corners Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins afforded little space for the Vikings receivers. So they're going to get a real test this week. They're really going to get pressed this week, right? 2 chippy defenses. The Ravens, a chippy defense. Shout out Kyle Hamilton. We could have got him. But aggressive defense. So you expect a real sense of physicality from both sides of the ball. So the receivers will be tested. But you see what happens when you try to guard Jettas one-on-one. You're done. To the point where Jefferson seemed frustrated with officials for not flagging the Ravens corners. So I guess Jettas finally broke out. Was it some holding going on? What's up? Baltimore's big defensive linemen choked off throwing lanes for Murray and McCarthy, batting down several passes. Murray was forced to throw 1 pass away after a delayed blitz from Keon Martin, while offensive coordinator Wes Phillips threw his hands up after 1 play where McCarthy was late on the throw. Here we go. Gotta lock in. Kevin O'Connell talked Wednesday morning about the Vikings need to clean up their quarterback center exchanges after errant snaps have been a reoccurring issue in training camp. Blake Brandel had 1 low snap to Murray on a play where the Ravens sacked the QB. but he said afterward he thought his snapping was more consistent. So you got to get that timing down for sure. It's very important. And see, if you're going to be a single back, mostly I formation back type offense, KOC, and that scheme, add that into your scheme more, wouldn't McCarthy benefit more from that? Because what we seen from the first team in the last game was what? They're going to run the ball outside, inside, etc. If that's going to be your style of offense, wouldn't McCarthy fit you more? I would assume so. Let me know in the chat. How do you feel about it? Rebel in the building, Rebel Quill in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES, man. Here we go. Let's get it. What he said. Hey, EJ, what do you see our record being this year? And where do they finish in the division? Well, last time I broke the roster, the schedule down, I had the Vikings at 14-3, Rebel, 14-3. Definitely can win the division as well, but 14-3 right now. I might do another schedule breakdown just so some things may change, but right now, 14-3. It's an odd year. The talent is there. KLC, a lot of pressure on him. Murray, a lot of pressure on him. So we're going to see what's up. EJ at the biggest need for the Vikings. Man, I probably would say somewhere on the O-line, maybe Holden. See how the corners look. Really got to wait and see to how the roster pans out more, man. Definitely say, look, could use some center help as far as backups. Black Iron Pots in the building. Black Iron Pots in the building. What up, brother? SKOL VIKES. KOC better give Kyler a sufficient workload in preseason. I wouldn't wait too long to put McCarthy in as a starter once the season starts. No sense to lose 4 to 5 weeks waiting for Kyler to catch up. I agree, Bat. I agree, Black Iron. Yeah. And like I say, if they're going to run heavy single back formation and our formation, wouldn't McCarthy, doesn't that better and fit McCarthy the most? Definitely, man. Bat say biggest need, in my opinion, center and O-line depth. Figure out the QB. I dig it. Trenches, man. Trenches. So hold on. Let's see here. Shout out Randy Moss. He came to the practice. Vikings defense wins situational drill. The Vikings defense just won its situational drill against the starting Ravens offense. Starting from midfield, Ravens QB Lamar Jackson stalled out after throwing back-to-back incompletions, including a high throw override receiver Jacoby Lane and an apparent miscommunication when Jackson aired out a deep throw to no one. And the Vikings, once again, shutting down a high-powered offense. During the ensuing 3rd and 4th downs, Jackson completed passes short of the sticks. The last 2 was so close to the marker that the practice officials stepped in to note position in Minnesota's. Possession is Minnesota's. There was no tackling, so initial contact by cornerback Byron Murphy Jr. was enough to end the series. Justin Jefferson breaks out a gritty. Let's go, brother. Here we go. So they say Rashad Bateman standing out for Ravens. Former Gophers receiver Rashad Bateman, who is still with the Ravens, has caught just about everything thrown his way so far. Interesting. Shout out him. Bateman has even caught a couple of off-target throws, reaching behind him to snag a Lamar Jackson pass that came in late. Bateman's former head coach with the Gophers, PJ Fleck, is in attendance too. Here we go. Minnesota guy, huh? Okay. Shout out Bateman in the building, man. Justin Jefferson breaks out gritty. You know it. We just got a gritty from wide receiver Justin Jefferson, and I believe it was the first of camp. He caught an arcing 30 to 35-yard touchdown pass in the deep left corner of the end zone for a touchdown during a 2-minute drill here near the end of practice. Looked like quarterback Kyler Murray was selling the ball to no one until Jefferson appeared at the close of his route. Great stuff after what's been a slog of a practice for this offense. And J.J. McCarthy just connected with Miles Price to close the second string's offense time in the drill. Punch thrown at Vikings-Ravens joint practice. Here we go. You know it may come. We've got a punch thrown. Ravens cornerback Keon Martin and Vikings cornerback Devon Armstead got tangled up during a heated special teams drill in which Armstead was previously thrown to the ground by a different Ravens defender. This time Armstead prepared to win the rep, keeping Martin from touching the tackling dummy set up to replicate a punt returner. But as Armstead stood over Martin, the Ravens defender popped up and threw a punch at Armstead's helmet. Martin has not been thrown out. He's participating in the next drill. Hey, you know what it is, man. So, hey, fights happen. It's football. You know what it is. So, basically, the story of the day is Brian Flores' defense. They were pretty much on Lamar Jackson all day. And you expect that. Hold on, what? And you expect that from this defense. But we have Ravens corners winning against Vikings receivers. The Ravens corners have smothered the Vikings receivers, who haven't been able to get much separation against Nate Wiggins and Marlon Humphrey. That plus the pass rush on Kyler Murray have made things difficult for the Vikings' new QB. And the offense did struggle, so he did struggle. Tomorrow, clean it up, start faster, etc. They picked it up at the end. So good points and bad points. I believe the Ravens lost their center. Prayers up to him. Hopefully he has a quickly and swift recovery. And that's pretty much to get back to some of these.
Like I said, it's a true test to see where we're at. And we know we got some things we can fix, but we're right where we want to be.
You're welcome to edge the chippiness maybe with the familiarity?
No, man. We just come out here to practice and get better.
So to go against another team in joint practices, the energy, how would you describe it?
We kind of just treated it like another practice, trying to go out there, be smart, stand out the quarterback, kind of just be a pro. So we just kind of use it to take our physicality and apply the pressure that we usually would, going against our ones and twos. So we kind of didn't go in with a different mindset.
Lamar Jackson out there, how'd you describe how the secondary unit did?
We just had to be ourselves. We didn't try to make it bigger than what it had been. But I think going against a great guy like him, it was able to teach our eyes, great eyes and great techniques and, filling gaps and things like that. So we kind of just went in there with a great mindset.
How much pressure do you guys bring in the 11-on-11?
It was a lot at the end, especially the great energy from the fans. So, that's what we do it for, So we got to find a way to keep making plays and get the fans a reason to cheer.
What have you seen from Jay Ward this camp?
He responded a lot, came back from, a concussion, and first day out, he was making plays, great play, last week, as we know, against Jackson. Should have went for the ball, but he knows that. Just showing up when his name is called, so.
When it comes to those blitzes, just like how much communication is involved in every one of those pressures before the snap? Like how much do you have to know is going on before that happens?
A lot of communication, above my pay grade for that one right there. Shout out to the safeties. They're great. They're always in their books and they know what we need to get in certain situations and things like that. I just get the call and just do my job.
Mm-hmm. How does it change your job when you know that those guys are probably going to get home?
I just gotta just be prepared for it. The ball come my way, make the play, and the ball goes opposite side, just chase the ball and we'll make a tackle, help my team. But just whatever call they call, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be in the right call.
Mm-hmm. I just want to ask about Jacob Thomas just coming in as a UDFA, and obviously, he said he still has a lot to learn, but just what have you seen from him and his willingness to kind of get out there and
he's waking up now. He's talking more. I don't know if the interception or whatever, but he's talking a lot more now.
Never know who's gonna step up, man. Jacob Thomas, UDFA, playing ball.
Got in front of the team and had to sing a song, so he's kind of getting comfortable. So just seeing him walk around and actually talk to a lot more people and starting to be more vocal, I think he's trying to find his way through, but he's growing a lot. So.
Why is he always around the ball? Is that athleticism or is that football feel?
I think it's both. I think he's a great player. You look at his JMU tape, he was one of those guys, and he helped JMU turn that program around as well. So just bringing his energy here and showing it and putting it on tape on the actual preseason game. So I'm proud of him who's able to do that. And then coming out here and just being where he needs to be, filling in the gaps and great communication. So he's filling in well.
that talented group over there. Looked pretty good.
It was good today. Obviously, we brought that energy. I feel like, obviously, I gave up 2 catches in one-on-one, so, that's already still in my mind. Got to get back on that. But I feel like as a defense, we did a hell of a job today, and obviously, we got another day tomorrow.
I'm going to finish that up tomorrow. I'm finna get up out of here, man. Joint practice day 1. Tomorrow is day 2. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully they can start faster. Hopefully we get a better day from the offense overall, right? But that's part of the process, dog. Mistakes will happen. Players will mess up, interceptions, fights, aggressiveness, etc. Learn from it, grow, fix your mistakes, and be better the next day. That's what it's about right there. See, we got here in the comments a little bit. There have been instances where players get a bad rap because of the previous coach. Anybody out there old enough to remember Dwayne Thomas or Marcus Allen? Denny Green did not like Rich Gannon. He taking it way back, huh? Way back, huh? Bad. Here we go. But once again, shout out to my Levy dogs, my big dogs, my subscribers, my supporters. You are much appreciated for life. Never forget it. You know what it is, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Share this with any and everybody you know for sure. Support the grind, support the channel. It takes less than 1 second. Why not? Let's get to it, man. What he said, Kyler does not fit that mold. He was given every chance to succeed, including a fat contract. We're going to see what happens, Bat. We're going to see, brother, for sure. You know what it is, big SKOL here. SKOL VIKES win, lose, the draw, but we come to win. Down at the levee, we going fishing at the levee. SKOL VIKES, we run the north. Believe that. Here we come.